Representing the GoodFellaz.
All right, that's what's up. So, world premiere recap with the GoodFellaz, brand new. You haven't seen this anywhere else. The brand new video from ReachingNOVA, Used To, featuring Debonair. Check this shit out. See y'all later.
Yeah. You think sometimes you just ponder to yourself and think about how things used to be, you know, things you used to do, people you used to know, how you used to be, you know. So, hey. Used to believe in your promises. Used to believe the memories mattered honestly. Used to think we'd always live on drama-free. Before I act, gotta ask what'll karma think. Used to believe the bond we had was unbreakable. Used to think without you I wasn't capable. Used to think that I'ma always be chasing you. Thought you had it locked and there would be no replacing you. Damn, I'm used to keeping it raw. Word to Pastor Bruce, I still believe in the Lord. Used to play defense like I'm a leash to a dog. I mean, you can go and judge, but you ain't seen what I saw. Nah, used to believe in your words, but most of what I seen would never read what I heard. Came a long way, I used to dream in the dirt. See me now, but I started as a boy from the curve. Used to feel entitled, used to want more than I deserved. Used to think I knew myself until I studied my worth. Used to think life was all about defending a turf. Used to think life was all about undressing a skirt. Used to be alright, just living life, suppressing the hurt. Embrace love, feel the pain, it's all a part of the work. Word. Used to wonder about you and I, and how you always told the truest lies. Used to take my time with it, but nowadays more do or die. Tomorrow isn't promised, so I move a lot. Yeah, used to know me, you don't know me now. Used to put you before me, but that would slow me down. All them words you were speaking to me is only sound. I seek love in your moves, but it's never found. Used to wanna live out the rapper life. Now I just rap and I'm living like it don't happen twice. Another income and I designed what the map is like. Did it how I wanted and I avoided the flashing lights. Yeah. I used to want you around, but you wasn't acting right. Damn. Used to tell me how you was down. I guess you needed time. Hey. I bring you out of the dark. Help you see the light. Tell me what you've been through. Tell me how it is. I know that this life isn't simple. On road with my kinfolk, always with my kinfolk. Used to never have, they can't imagine what we've been through. Used
the winning circle, what I'm used to. Days off, I ain't used to. Hustle to get it, spin it, then get it back. Go. Missing them house parties, chasing the bag. Yeah. All of my niggas banging without a flag. Used to put the hustle for the money. Nowadays I'd rather be backed up than going hungry, and it's only getting worse. If she got a Snapchat, TikTok, and OnlyFans, she gon' want something from me. Used to never had the question if they love me. First time you can't come through for them, it's getting ugly. Got hitters in the field with the sticks, no rugby. Put a shell in your beanie if you ever think to touch me. Used to have to put in work to get a name, and these times they doing the most just for the fame. And I ain't the one to blame, and I ain't saying no name. I just put the quarter in, continue playing the game.
Tell me what you've been through. Tell me how it is. I know that this life isn't simple. On road with my kinfolk, always with my kinfolk. Used to never have, they can't imagine what we've been through. Used to, but things change. Used to, but things change. But things change. Used to, but things change. Used to, but things change.
All right, we back. That was Used To, featuring Debonair. Video world premiere.
That's right.
Only
That's
on
right.
the Recap with the GoodFellaz show.
That's right.
You know how we do, man. We got to break them records first by them artists you need to hear now.
You've been breaking my records for so long. It's only right you world premiere the new stuff.
Yeah, man. And by the way, you know, during the commercial breaks, had to, you know, man, you know, flex a little bit. Yo, shout out to King's Legacy, and your merch is crazy.
Thank you.
So I was like, yo, I got this gear right here, man. If I don't rock it now while ReachingNOVA's on the interview, man, what am I even doing?
Oh man, you're making me look bad. I got a Nike hoodie on.
Man, you make the clothes. When you make the clothes, you can wear whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, so real quick, tell us about this video, and then I want to ask you some questions actually about the merch. So tell us about Used To. Tell us about Debonair, somebody you've been working with for a long time. Tell us about the whole process of making this record and the video, and just tell us everything we need to know about this new joint.
So as for the record Used To, yeah, that record followed up after a meditation. I meditated, and I was just kind of going through the motions of things, you know, past, present, future, that kind of wave. And from there, you know, I was just like, all right, well, let's just write. And I found the beat, came across the beat. Shout out to Manny Manhattan Music. That's the producer. The flow kind of came out. It's very poetic. I wanted to write something and create a song that was concept based. You know, that's something that we don't really get these days. So like everything follows up with used to. And it's one of those relatable records that, you know, it's a voice for a lot of people that feel that way. A lot of general things I'm talking about, but a lot of everyday things I'm talking about, common things I'm talking about. And Debonair is an MC that I admire. I respect him. I respect his craft. I respect the way he moves. I thought he was the perfect candidate for the record. Yo, check this out. Come meet me at the studio. He heard it. That was it. He laid the verse down. He's one of those guys that it's like he's an on the spot dude. His freestyle game is incredible as well. And then from there, the video shoot took about 3 days to shoot. And again, you know, you have New York City in there. You have the projector scene, which also features New York City and some cool vibes in there. It's really a performance-based video. There's really no story to it, but there's you have the therapist scene, of course, where I have this wig on and these glasses, and you know, I just like, and then he has this beard on and this afro. It was a lot of fun, the video, man. And I'm rapping to him, and he's taking notes as my therapist, and then vice versa for his verse. So we got creative, man. We got in our bag, and again, shout out to Gio the Architect, who shot the video, edited the video, and that's the masterpiece we just saw right there.
I got a question for you. Now? How do you come up with your concepts? Like, you know, everybody, like for instance, and I use one of my all-time favorite albums, Little Brother the Minstrel Show. They stick with it. They had that album stuck with a theme throughout the whole album. So I'm asking you, how do you come up with the concepts for each track and a theme for your album, like your basic themes? Like what do you do? And is it just meditation, or what is the concept? Because I see you mentioned meditation.
For that particular record, it was meditation. I don't really have a science to it. I'll be true about it. Like a lot of my records, they don't even sound the same. They may be like the same BPM some of the time, but they don't sound the same. That's kind of one of my things as an artist, and I'm thankful. Like the flow, that's something I can't deny about myself. I always try to come with a different flow, a different vibe. I never want to come with something that sounds like something I already did. Like my thinking is, if we have that already and you like that, go back to that record. This is gonna be something new. You know, sometimes I'll just pray before I get into a record and just ask that whatever words leave my lips may it inspire the listener. Sometimes I'll meditate. Sometimes I'll read a book. Sometimes I won't do any of that, and I'll just hear a beat and be like, oh, this is talking to me, and it just flows out. So it really depends on the mood and the vibe of the record, which you can tell. Like if I'm doing a song, like I have a record called The Message. Shout out to Pusha Preem and T Money. And if you hear the record, it's like there was no meditation there. That's very evident. But it's dope. That's one of those records where I heard the beat and it flowed out. So it really depends. It depends on, you know, the mood and the vibe of the music and my vibe as well.
What is your like your number one motivational factor that motivates you, that inspires you to not only just do music, but think about a concept that not only you've done, but may inspire or relate to somebody else? How do you come up with those?
Well, it's a great question, eh? I you know, I know a lot of people, and they're not all friends. A lot of them are acquaintances, but we may engage and have conversation, and I'll take from that. You know what I'm saying? Because, yo, I've been through that. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk about it, and then sometimes I'll just put that in a record. Off the rip, you know, us two, we connect on that. So I know there's like 8 point something billion people on this planet, at least a billion, and I'm super downplaying it, are gonna feel that, because nothing's new under the sun. We all kind of go through the same things. We deal with them differently. And my music is just like, this is what I'm going through. This is how I'm dealing with it. And I do my best to be very conscious with what I'm putting out there, because in 10 years, I may not be this same person. So I want to make sure, like, whatever my kids listen to, even if I'm not even here, you know what I'm saying? Those words will live on. And that's really what matters, the longevity, the legacy behind it all. And that's inspirational to me. Also, again, subconsciously, me being that kid in that room listening on my headphones, learning all these lyrics, having somebody to talk to me, and feel like you were being understood. Because as a child, I didn't quite know how to talk about my feelings, talk about what I was going through it. So those guys did it for me, and I believe I'm doing that for other people. So being a voice, I take that as a responsible job, you know, but not in the sense to where it's like every song has to be, you know, I'm gonna have my fun too, because I'm a human being and we have fun too. But you know, I do my best to be very conscious of what I'm putting out there. It's not gonna ever be balanced. Like, it's always gonna be more, this is real rap, than, you know, the other stuff. But you'll have the other stuff.
I just got one more question. So one, it's a scientific fact that every 7 years your cells regenerate. Your body heals. So you're actually, as we mature, our body actually changes internally. You know, from our epidermis, skin, all the way down to your minuscule cells. Okay. So as every 7 years you change, how do you feel like you've evolved in the same manner as your body have, mentally and spiritually, and how is it reflecting your music?
Big A, you came with your A game. Yo, you get real Dr. Fauci on us right now.
You know this, man.
I laughed so hard. Could you ask that again?
Sure. Again, you know, with science, it's proven our cells change completely every 7 years. It's an evolution. It's proven facts. So with the evolution of our body changing physically, I asked you, how have you changed, not just physically, but in spiritually as well as in your music? How have you evolved and changed?
I think I just matured over time. You know, life happens. You learn to deal with things, you learn to grow from things. And sometimes you don't have no choice. Like, I had to learn forgiveness, you know, or I could just be some bitter guy, you know, and that's just an example of growth. Reading, I do reading. I've attended seminars, you know, and definitely just more connected with the Most High, definitely. And the people around me as well, you know, they're positive influences on me, and a lot of people have inspired my growth and helped me along the way. So that's all going to go into the music. And I think, looking in from the outside, you and Tommy are great candidates to contest to this. Like, you go to the Dark Shade Through My Lens, or to the New King, you just take a listen to what I'm saying, and then run these last 2 records I gave you. Or if you want to start from Soul Tap back in 2019 through 2020, then yeah, In These Times, and then, you know, the records we have now, and then the Legends album. I'm talking about everything you just asked me. I do my best to find the silver lining in things. And that's really where I think the key to my growth is, because, you know, it's easy to look at things, get discouraged, become negative. And that really just puts a stunt on the growth. And I can't have that. You know, I won't have that. I think we come too far, and mentally I'm way too strong to even revert back to that. So yeah, life really just runs its course, and I adapt to it.
I got you.
Well, yo, I know Karev's got a question for you real quick, but before he asks his question, we need to know, hopefully you can give us some more information. What is the name of the new project, and when are you expecting to drop this project?
Man, I don't. I'm expecting.
Don't get Hollywood with us now. We the GoodFellaz.
I'm expecting.
You see the liquor.
I'm expecting to drop the project in 2021.
Okay.
3rd or 4th quarter. It's being wrapped up. The title, I'll tell you guys that off the record.
Okay.
You know, I know, you know.
The bootleggers is watching.
It's very creative. Very creative. It's a creative title, and it means a lot to me. And this album is this is a special album for me, man, because the first album, It's About Time, which you know very well, Tommy, that was my debut album, and that's for me personally. I look at that album and I feel like it's aged well. It's still my favorite of the albums. You know, I have It's About Time, then we had the It Was What It Was. You remember that one? And It's About Time to me still tops It Was What It Was. But they're both 2 different bodies of work, and the motivations behind both were completely different. So that makes sense. This project here, this is the album. When you hear this, yeah, you're gonna know what it is, and where I am and who I am. And of course, it's gonna be completely different from whatever you've heard from me, because I'm not gonna do the same thing twice. And yeah, man, I can't wait till we run another interview and the album dropped, because I really want to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, well, just make sure that when it's finally time to release the title of that project, that the GoodFellaz are the first to know.
You will debut it, and in fact, I'll hold a small listening party, and you guys will all be invited, and you guys will have first dibs on hearing this album. And I'll just make sure, like, just a homage aspect and just a support factor. I'd never forget where I started. You know what I'm saying? You guys are very important to me. You guys are vital to my career. I mean, I would have been directionless. You know what I'm saying? And again, shout out to Pusha Preem, my brother, and both of us. You guys really took us in, and shout out to Lil Guns too, bro. Like everybody playing a factor in the journey. Like
I remember Lil Guns being on stage getting the lap dance with the chick, you know? The chick with the fat ass. I remember that.
Throwing the panties on the stage when we were performing break it.
Not listening right now.
Yeah. We go back, man, and having a conversation with y'all, you know, I'll never forget that. So anything that comes out new from Reaching Nova, I will make sure you guys get the first dibs and the first listens before any promo goes out there, any hints to the world that something's coming. You guys will know already. I'm like the insider trader here, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Karev, I know you had another question for Reaching Nova real quick.
Over. Please, know this movie?
Transformers the movie that came out 1986. Unicron is the villain. I love that movie. I have the video cassette. You got the touch. You got the power.
Okay. That's my favorite movie of all time, by the way. right?
Incredible movie.
I want to ask you a question. That movie is synonymous with hip hop because it took an elder to pass on something that gave the youth the power to ascend, create, and to lead. Being that your album is about life, I want to ask you this. What did life pass you to make you a leader, and what are you giving off through your music to make other leaders after you?
Oh man. Well, what I will say is I usually tell people don't follow me. You know, I like to lead people to be their own leaders. We need more leaders. I don't want people behind me. Leaders get hit with a lot of blame. You know what I'm saying? Things don't work out. It's your fault. And you know, I don't run from that responsibility. But you know, in a sense, I think that if you just teach people how to fish for themselves, we all win, and nobody's dependent on me, looking at me for the answers. So as far as life, I mean, yeah, life built me into a leader. My mom poured into me, you know what I'm saying? My father has poured into me. I've had, shout out to Leonardo Nunez, shout out to Raziel Kamel. These are all people, Marcus Soler. These are all people in one way or another have impacted me, and they themselves are leaders. My mom's always, my Uncle Chino, shout out to him. He get me books, got me into poetry. My mom would get me books, throw up the money for me to go to a seminar. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Anthony Robbins. Like, he's super influential on this version of me that you see. I went to his seminar 2014, and then I joined his university. And then from there, it was just kind of like, yeah, mentally we out of here. And then also, but life happens, and then you realize, like, well, you know, man is just man, so you can't take everything. But you know, you can take things here and there, and if they work, they work. And really, you know, just all these people along the way that have poured into me, and then me finding who I am, is really those combinations right there made me who I am, and that you hear in the music.
I love that answer, because the most irresponsible thing a leader can do is not realize the potential of the influence which they have. And for hip hop, not only are you a leader, you're also an inspiration to people who seek life. How has hip hop taken from your life so that you can show others who follow or who watch you not to lose something, but to use it to gain a life as well?
How has hip hop taken from my life? What do you mean by that? I'm sorry.
Well, in hip hop, a lot of people sacrifice.
Oh. Yeah.
And they learn from their mistakes to teach people not to do this, so they have a better chance at whatever they want to do. So my thing is, like, what have you lost to your journey in hip hop that you want to show others not to lose, but to gain from your experience?
What have I lost? Whatever is, the word's not coming to me, but whatever is the opposite of being vulnerable, I gave that up. Completely vulnerable, completely transparent in the music, putting it all out there. I guess in a sense, my personal life it's all out there, bro. Like, but I'm not living this life and learning these things to keep what I, you know, to myself. Like, people, if I can help somebody figure something out, or just let them know, yo, bro, you're not the only one, sis, you're not the only one going through this. I go through this, or I know somebody who went through it. This is what they did. This is where they are. You know, a lot of the stuff that we never got growing up, we just got, at least in my era, you dealing your drugs and you balling. You never really got the downside. Well, did you get caught? Did you get locked up in prison? What was your real prison experience like? Not making it cool to go to prison. What was that real experience like? Nobody talking about that. You know what I'm saying? We never got that. So as kids, a lot of people thought, oh, going to jail is the right thing to do. It's cool. You know, it's just an extension of the streets. And it's very misleading. It's like a half truth. I'm not here for the half truths. Let me just put it out there. Here's what it is. And then that allows me to be who I am in this interview. I'm not trying to be something I'm not, or be, I am who I am. You take it or leave it. And that's what I have to offer. My truth.
Well, salute to you for that perspective on life, and we can't wait to hear more of it on Heritage Hip Hop. Salute.
Thank you, brother. Salute.
Absolutely. So now's that time. We're actually we're gonna finish up this interview part, and then we got some shit to talk about. We got some crazy topics we're gonna get into. But before we go any further, everybody, we appreciate you as usual tuning into the Recap with the GoodFellaz show. Where can they reach you at online? Whether it's Facebook, social, Instagram, Twitter, you know, throw all your social media information out there. Let them know about the website. Let them know about the merch. Because, yo, like I said before, the merch, official. Plug that real quick.
The big A's face. I make it real simple. If you're looking for me, wild easy. Reaching Nova. ReachingNOVA. Put it in Google. My face pop up right there. Whatever streaming platform you need to find me on is right there. My website, ReachingNOVA.com. My handles, ReachingNOVA. Everything, ReachingNOVA. The merch, ReachingNOVA.com. You go to the little shop zone over there in the right-hand corner and get yourself a dope KL hat. Get yourself a dope shirt, Walking with Kings. The website's actually going to get a serious revamp, so it's going to be really dope. I'm really excited about it. Give me some time, but more or less, yeah, Reaching Nova everywhere. That's just it. Very simple.
And do you personally come up with the designs for some of your merch, or is it a collaborative effort with the team?
I come up with the designs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's clever. That's you got some good, clever design themes. Then coming from an artist perspective as myself, like, and I watch people's designs and their clothing. Like, I like the color consistency that you had from King's Legacy, from the original GGM all the way now. Like, I still see the color schemes. Even in the video, say like V, my man, when you zoomed into the back of his sweatshirt, he had the circular King's Legacy. I caught that. Yeah, I caught that. That's the original. That's what we always represent. Yeah. So I noticed that you stayed really consistent with your designs and with the female designs too. So I like that a lot.
Thank you. V approves the female designs. I asked her, would you wear this? And she, so the feedback is just as important as the design.
That's dope. Reaching Nova, new project coming real soon.
That's right.
We just debuted 2 of his videos. He's got a lot more content on the way, so look out for that project coming towards the end of 2021, or so he says. Only one way to find out, and that's to stay tuned to the Recap with the GoodFellaz podcast. So we're going to come back. It's been a crazy week. Moneybag Joe been lacing the country with that stimmy check. We're going to come back. We're going to talk top 5 things to do and not to do with that stimmy check. We'll see y'all in a minute.
That's right.